All right, well, I know, Rocky. Hold on, sweetheart. We'll be right with you, okay? Okay, we're back. As you can see, we're back. Um, I know. Okay, I'm gonna get you out of there, okay? My goodness, Rocky. Yeah, we'll get you out of there. We will. He definitely isn't a big fan of the truck, but he's getting more used to it. I hear something. For some reason, I hear it might just be this gravel stuck in the treads. I don't know. I keep hearing something though. Anyway, let's get him out of here. Yeah, we'll get you out of here. Yeah, you're gonna lose your voice. You know, you've been meowing so much. Hey, we'll get you out. We will. Okay, you. Let me get underneath you here. Okay, there you go, sweetheart. There you go. There you go, honey bunny. Oh boy. Well, the thing is, he has to get used to the truck, and he has to get used to being in public parks and whatnot, because that is going to be our life very soon. We can't stay here. I can't afford to pay rent. We have no other place to go. It's actually illegal even to live like I've been living here. It's against the law in Canada. And so most people aren't willing to take a chance and allow me to camp on their property because it's a big deal here. And not only that, but my one friend who was going to let me camp on her property, her neighbors raised hell and threatened to report her to the law if she did that. And that would have cost her her farm, ultimately. You can literally lose your land for allowing that. It's a big risk here, because what they do is they charge you tens of thousands of dollars in fines, and they put it on your property tax bill. Hey, you want to go back to Camp Crazy? Let's go back to Camp Crazy. I'll take a block of ice with me, and we'll go back to Camp Crazy. Then I'll have to come up and get everything else, but we'll do that later. Anyway, the thing is, the neighbors, who are retired school teachers from Toronto, threatened to rat her out, and her husband would have lost their farm because it would have been tens of thousands of dollars in fines. And if you don't pay them, then they take your property because they attach it to your property tax bill. So they just weren't able to let me do it. They would have lost their property if they had done that. And so that's what I'm up against anyway here. It's actually illegal to be homeless in Canada. It's a crime. It's actually a crime to be homeless here. So, and anybody who helps a homeless person is also committing a crime. So it puts me in kind of a bad way, you know. And this is our only option, is to live in the truck, which is also a criminal offense, but it's a criminal offense that I can commit without having to rely on anybody else to commit it with me. It's a crime I can commit on my own, basically. And so that's what we're going to be doing. Even a room in somebody's house now rents for $1,000 a month. I can't pay that. So here we are. And a room in somebody's house, they would never allow Rocky there. They don't allow pets. Plus, even for a room in somebody's house, they want references and everything. And I won't be getting any good references because my two previous landlords hate me with a passion. The first one hates me because he was a psychopath and he turned off our heat and hot water for 2 years, and I forced him to turn it back on, and that made him an enemy. And the second landlord was a professional con artist, and basically he and his crazy wife decided to move up to Douglas and up in Renfrew County and liquidate everything here. His wife is one of those people who's never happy. No matter where she is, she's never happy, and she always blames the place and the people and everything else. Her unhappiness actually comes from within her, but she doesn't understand that. And so she's perpetually wanting to do something different and to move here and to move there. And it cost a fortune. So anyway, so they liquidated a bunch of stuff here to enable her to live this new dream of hers of living in Douglas, Ontario. And anyway, the bottom line is, and also my former boss and landlord is a professional con artist. So there is that too. He's made, apparently he's made false reports to the Ontario Provincial Police about me, claiming that I was going to burn down a house he owned, which I was not going to do and never said I was going to do it. Saying that I made threats to do it and everything else. So, I mean, I don't think I'm going to get a good recommendation from him. You know. And I mean, they sold the house out from under me, and when they did it, they told a bunch of lies. So not just to me, but to the buyer too. They lied to the buyer and they lied to me. So the bottom line is, I am not going to, oh, and then his wife went, this is another thing, my former landlord, who was also my boss at one point, his wife was trying to arrange a mortgage for me with a gangster, basically with a loan shark, and behind my back. She was doing this meeting with this person behind my back, and when I found out, I ripped a strip off her. And so now she considers herself my victim. She considers me as a man, as any man who aggresses against her is automatically a victimizer, and she's a victim apparently. And I told her in no uncertain terms to stop what she was doing and to not be going behind my back trying to do stuff, and that she had no business doing that. I didn't hit her. I didn't threaten her. I didn't say I'm going to go over to your house and beat the hell out of you, or I'm going to murder you, or anything like that. I didn't sexually assault her. I didn't touch her titties or anything like that. All I did is I verbally told her, mind your own business. Don't be going behind my back trying to make deals with people, especially gangsters, and on my behalf. And really, who in the hell do you think you are anyway to be doing all that? I'm a grown man. You know, what do you think you're doing? So that was the content of the conversation. Anyway, because of all that, though, because now I'm considered to have aggressed against her and attacked her, because I got ugly with her basically when she did that, and I actually held her to account for doing it. But still, because I did that, I'm regarded as a man who abused her, who abused my boss's former wife, my former boss's wife. And so, again, these people hate me with a passion. And so I'm not getting a recommendation from them to rent anything. Nowadays, it's really a landlord's market. But even if I had good references, and even if I didn't have Rocky, because most of them won't allow pets anymore either, but even if I didn't have Rocky and I had good references, I'd still be out of luck because I can't afford to pay it. Like I say, I can't even afford to pay for a room in somebody's house, so how am I going to afford to pay market rent? This is where we're at. I've already been here longer than I was supposed to be. I was actually supposed to be gone last year, and I got an extension to stay here for the winter again. Well, now we're into the following summer, and I'm still here. So, you know, I can't stay here forever. Now, that chicken's going to have to be thrown out because it'll be no good anymore. But I can't stay here forever. That's the bottom line. It just isn't going to work. I know, Rocky, I know. Here, let me rub you on your head. You're a good boy. You are. I'm going to bring your food that I have in the truck that I opened up that we didn't use in a little while. So that's where it's at. Now, I have to get Rocky used to living the way we're going to be living. And yes, it doesn't look good some of the time. maybe one of you or more than one of you would decide to report this or abusing him or something. I don't know. If you do, you do, I guess. There's not nothing I can do about it. And I know it's hard because you like Rocky or you love Rocky. I suppose some of you have come to love Rocky. So it's hard for you to getting the ice out of this bag water out of this bag before I throw it away. It's hard for some of you, I'm sure, to see him when he's distressed about riding in the truck and so on, and you worry about his safety in the park and all that. But the thing is, that is going to be our life very shortly. So I'm trying to get him used to it now in stages and doses rather than getting him used to it all at once when that becomes our reality. You know, that's the bottom line. I can't stay here. I'm already supposed to be gone. They've been very patient with me to allow me to still be here at this point. And the people here have been good to me. There's one brother who's upset that I'm here, but even he has put up with it for the most part. Although I think he's at the end of his rope. If I do stay here, you know, if I'm still here next winter, he's going to be hopping mad, I'm sure. Because it's twice now that he thought he was rid of me. And then I'm back. Anyway, and then I'm still here. So the bottom line is I can't stay here. This isn't my property. I'm only here by the good graces of the family that owns it. I'm wearing out my welcome at this point. And so that's how it is. I have to go. And Rocky has to come with me. So that's the way it goes. I don't know what to tell you. I understand that it's hard to watch. Maybe I won't make any more videos of the process because it seems to be upsetting people. But the bottom line is, I'm not trying to abuse Rocky. It's just that this is how it is. And as tough as this looks, I think that it's the easiest way. Because he does have to get used to it. If he's afraid of the truck now, he's going to be afraid of it when we move into it. So hopefully he won't be afraid of it by that time, because he'll be used to it. And as far as the park goes, he was not afraid of the park. He really wasn't. He was upset just by everything that happened today because he had to get his dressing changed, and that really upset him. And then he doesn't like riding in the truck, although he relaxes at times and goes with it, and every so often he'll start freaking out again. You know, but he's getting better. Little by little, he's getting more and more used to being in the truck, which is good. That's what I'm trying to do. And with the park, he went exploring. He was sniffing around the trees, going around and everything. And I had my eye on him. I didn't take my eyes off him. And anyway, he did really well. Now, as far as wearing a harness goes, there is no wearing a harness with him because he won't stay in one. I've tried that before. It's never worked. He gets out of them. Within 2 minutes, he'll be out of a harness. Like, I've never seen anything like it. He figures it out and he gets out of it. He'll let me put it on him. There'll be no problem with me putting it on him, but he will not stay in it. So, again, what am I supposed to do? You know? I mean, like, really? So that's the bottom line anyway. That's where we're at. That's what's going on. I mean, there's only so much I can do. I don't have the power, really, to change this situation. If I had the power to do it, I'd have done it already. In fact, even having the truck has actually sucked practically every cent I've had out of my pockets because it's just continuous repairs. It never stops. But the way things are now, no matter what you have, that's how it'll be, because they have not built a good car since like 1987. From 88 on, everything they've built has been junk, and it's progressively got worse. So as you get newer, you get worse stuff, because it's more and more flimsy and more complicated. I've got right now, even with that truck being a 1997, I've got like an $800 or $900 repair coming up to replace computer sensors. You know, old cars didn't have computer sensors. But again, you got to go back a long way to get a car that doesn't have a computer sensor in it. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, I'm doing my best. I know it isn't good enough. I know I'm failing in a multitude of ways, and I'm a man who has failed at practically everything I've ever tried to do. But I survive, and Rocky has survived, and we'll continue surviving as long as we're supposed to. You know, and that's all I can tell you. I mean, I think that we did really well today. I think Rocky did really well. I was impressed with his performance at the park. I think he did really well. And it actually was reassuring to me that he did as well as he did. But yes, it is all new to him. And he's got to learn the rules as he goes, and he's got to get familiar with things. He's got to get familiar with living a different way again. And again, that's due to my failures as a man. I know that. But even so, what can I tell you? I mean, I'm doing my best. Yes, I'm failing in a big way, but I'm doing my best. That's all. You know, I can't do any better than that. And I definitely always have Rocky's best interest at heart. I'm not trying to do anything to hurt Rocky. I know this whole situation is hurting him. But that's because of his association with me, not because I'm trying to make it hurt him. And the situation with his leg, again, I tried for 3 years to have that dealt with, and I had no luck. I had to get somebody else to do my talking for me in order to get that dealt with. And I even had to sign over authority over Rocky to another person to get that dealt with. So, because as long as he was my cat on paper, nothing was going to be done. So that's what I'm saying. That's just how it is. You know, that's the life I'm leading, and I'm doing my best in the face of some pretty great obstacles. And yes, sometimes Rocky gets hurt because of that. If I had children, they'd get hurt because of it. If I had a wife, my wife would get hurt because of it. I mean, you know, there's no way around it. You know, just by association, they'd be hurt. Anyway, you can see Rocky's fine. He's laying here. He's relaxed. He's doing okay. I'm going to get him some water. I am. He has some water in his bowl on the table here, but I'm going to get him some water in another little bowl. And, yeah, that's it. Anyway, like I say, I know all the negative comments are coming out of genuine concern for Rocky, but I think there's a perception that isn't quite accurate, possibly of what I'm doing, or possibly of the effect of the whole thing. And it isn't as bad as you think it is. I'm not... Okay, Rocky. Okay, you. All right. Come on out, Rocky. I got some water for you, sweetheart. I'm going to spill it everywhere, probably, but still, I do have some for you. There you go. There you go. He's got water now. He's inside. I got to go up to the truck and get some stuff. I'm having some pain. I get pain in my kidneys sometimes, and I'm having that today too, so, you know, life just isn't easy, but we're coping. Kidney pain's a hell of a thing too, I'll tell you, because it's nasty. You have pain in your kidneys, it's really nasty. My kidneys shut right down on me completely in 2022, and I nearly died. So, you know, like I say, I've got a lot of plumbing problems anyway. But again, I cope, you know. I cope with it all. That's all. I don't seem to have the power to change it really, but I at least cope with it. All right, that's it. We'll talk to you later.